become leader, you have some kind of loneliness.
Oh.
There are two things. For example, the first loneliness is that,
and I have to ensure that all of my outcomes will bring the best or the optimal impact for the company.
Hi Talliners, hi everyone. Welcome to Inside the Mind, getting to know the leader's mind. I'm so excited to be joined by two leaders who recently have stepped into VP role at relatively young stage in their careers. Please give warm welcome to Mas Diki and Mas Ayrton. Thank you so much, Mas Ayrton and Mas Diki, for taking a time to join Inside the Mind. I'm genuinely so thrilled to have you both today. Before we talk about our topics, I would like to start with something light. To get to know the person behind the title through Never Have I Ever Challenge. It's super easy challenge. I'll just read a statement and you can simply answer by raising your flags, never or I have, okay? Starting from question 1. Never have I ever realized that leadership involves much more learning than I expected. I have.
I have, obviously.
Never have I ever opened Teams and then look at my calendar and then suddenly I feel tired.
I have, of course.
Next question. Never have I ever prepared for a meeting, but then I realized that I got the date wrong.
Unfortunately, yes.
I have.
Next question. Never have I ever say noted when deep down I am still processing the situation.
I have, definitely.
Yeah. Answer it first, think later.
Okay. Next question. Never have I ever learned something valuable from someone much younger than me.
Oh, I have.
Interesting. Next question. Never have I ever practiced presentation with my wife and my kids as the audience.
No, I never do that.
Never. I have.
Of course.
Interesting. Next question. Never have I ever learned a bigger lesson from mistake than success.
Yeah. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
So today's challenge is a good reminder actually that leadership isn't just always about being perfect, but it's more about being willing to learn and stay humble through every process. Thank you so much Mas Diki and Mas Ayrton. So Mas Ayrton and Mas Diki, both of you have taken on these leadership roles at relatively young age. So I would like to explore what that journey has been really like. To Mas Diki and Mas Ayrton, when you were first appointed as VP, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make?
When I first appointed as VP, the team suddenly got bigger, roles and responsibility as well. But the biggest adjustment is not it's not about managing more people or having a wider scope. A bit of backstory. So before joining product management, I was in marketing, doing business performance and doing analytics. I've been doing that for about 8 years or even more. So I used to be like the expert in the room because I have been in that position for quite a long time. But suddenly I promoted to product management, and now I'm talking about product lifecycle, tariff pricing and whatsoever, in which before I never had or I rarely have do this on a day-to-day basis. So the biggest adjustment was accepting that in my new role, I might not be the one who is the most technically correct person or the expert in the person, even though I'm the leader. So it's more about accepting that. So understanding that you might not know everything. I have to rely on my team who obviously know the product better. But at the same time, when there's a decision, it's my call to make. It's my decision. I have to be responsible for it, and I have to own the decision.
Okay, so the biggest adjustment on me being VP is shifting the situation where before I am responsible with my own input, but now my responsibility is to create the condition so my team could succeed and met the organization's goal. Before, when I am responsible for only my own work, I can go to improve my work by going deeper, by doing better analysis. But now, my main responsibility is to create more clarity, to provide insights to my team so they can do their best at their work.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Mas Diki and Mas Erton. And looking back, was there any specific moment or experience that made you stop and think like, wow, this role hits different. It comes with so much responsibilities and consequences.
Yes. Yeah, the moment I realized, oh, now I'm a leader, I'm a VP in this position, is when I came to the point where I have to decide something and I cannot escalate. Because there is a role of VPs. Because when you are a manager, you also have to make a decision, but this is scope of the responsibility is not as big as VP. And I came to realize that I'm now a VP when I stumbled to a problem, and then I have to decide and no one to escalate, because this is the role of VP. So it is the time when I realized, oh, I'm now a VP. I have a bigger responsibility. There's of course a risk I have to take. I have to balance the risk, whether I have to prioritize on making the decision that is quick, or making a decision that is take a while, see the condition and obtain more data before decide.
So I realized the moment I become a leader is when I'm finally aware that the situation where I can ask, oh, let me ask my VP, let me ask my boss on making the decisions, is no longer there. Right now, I am fully responsible on making my decisions. So therefore, I have to make a thorough assessment. I cannot just ask anyone, but I have to be responsible, and I have to ensure that all of my outcomes will bring the best or the optimal impact for the company.
I see. That's interesting, Mas Erton and Mas Diki. So, Mas Erton and Mas Diki, what's a lesson that you learned as VP that you wish you had known it sooner?
Of course, a lot of lesson learned during my first couple of months. Even now, I still have a lot of lesson learned during my job. And but I think the most significant one is that that feeling uncomfortable and not knowing everything is actually part of the job. So it's not about, being uncomfortable and not knowing everything doesn't mean that you're not good at your job. I wish I had known sooner that I don't have to, understand everything. But I think that is also one of the biggest lesson learned I have during my probably first week or first month or second month being in the position.
One thing that I wish I know sooner is that leadership is not a test on how much you know. So you don't have to come to the meeting and have the best answers, because sometimes the most valuable thing is how you can bring or put out any questions that will create clarity for the challenge, for the job, for the task. Because once the task or the challenge is clear, the team can have a complete understanding on the message that is being given by them, so they can do a more comprehensive work. they know what needs to be done, and they don't have to come with an additional questions because all of the problems has been solved and we clarified on the meeting.
So it's not always that being a leader should know everything at first, ya Mas ya. So Mas Erton and Mas Diki, one idea that has become quite popular today is let them theory. The idea that we shouldn't spend too much energy trying to control what we can control, right? But as a leaders, I believe that you are responsible not only for the result, but also for creating a space, environment where your people can grow. So my question, Mas Erton, how do you decide when to step in and provide direction and when to step back and trust your team to figure things out?
Okay, so I look at two things, potential impact and reversibility. If the impact includes ethics, compliance, or major financial exposure, I will step in to make the decision. But if the risk is manageable and reversible, I will allow my team to learn. Because I understand that as a leader, we are not supposed to remove obstacles, but we have to allow them to learn, to create clarity, and provide guardrails to make our team feel more confident on doing their job.
In terms of making mistakes, I think there are two things that need to be considered. First is the cost of mistake itself, and the second one is whether it is reversible or not. So based on two things, for example, if the cost of making mistake is probably low, and it's easy to reverse, or it's easy to mitigate, or it's easy to turn it back around, then you have sometimes, or most of the time, you should let the team having a mistake. You should let them doing the mistake, as long as it's not intentional, of course, because in my experience as well, doing a mistake, not intentional, doing a mistake is one of the fastest way to learn. So yeah, you know, and it sticks with you because you then remember, oh, when I do this is the wrong things to do, this is a mistake, then I get the lesson learned. It's easier for me to remember. It's easier to remember. I think it's a human, it's a human nature that it's easier to remember mistakes, right? And then, but if the mistake itself, the cost is high, for example, it's related with the customer, or if it's being done, then there are no way to turn it back around, or hard to fix, then definitely you have to step in. But there is a thing called intent-based leadership. So you're not saying them that you're not telling them that, hey, this is wrong, you should not do this, stop doing this, but you have to say the intention. I mean that, hey, this is probably wrong, then this is decision that we have to make, and this is why. Because later on they will remember when they face the same mistake or the same problem, they will remember the why, and then they can solve it by themselves. So yeah, I think that is my take on the let them theory. Yeah.
I see. So actually it's quite tricky, right? Because those lessons cannot be learned by textbooks or even AI, because it requires experiences, right? So now that you have stepped into this leadership role, what's a lesson that only truly made sense after you become a VP, become a leader?
Okay, so what I truly understand after becoming a leader is that, again, it's about decision making. Sometimes we feel that delaying a decision is safer, but it's not always the case. I came from the background of doing analysis and performance, in which we heavily rely on data. And sometimes when we don't have enough data, we choose not to do the analysis, or we delay to do the analysis until we have the data that is complete. But delaying something, for example, delaying the decision making, it will make your team wait, and then probably the competitor might already do it, and then the opportunity close. So both delaying the decision or speed up the decision have some risk. Both of it has some risk. The important thing is that you understand what is the cost if you delay this decision, or if you delay this decision by, for example, 2 weeks, what will happen? If it's still okay, then you might delay the decision. And again, speed of decision or delaying the decision both has some risk, and part of the it's the job of the leader to
Yeah.
choose which one is the best.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I only fully understood how closely people observe consistency. So they look at what we repeatedly do on our daily tasks, whether we can match between our words and our attitude and how we do our job. Because I believe that people listen to what their leaders say, but they learn from what their leaders repeatedly do.
I love that. It's giving a sense that leadership change not only about what you do, but how you define success. If success used to be your own achievement, does it change now?
There's this concept that I read. It's called a circle of safety.
Okay.
Circle of safety. I think it came from the book from Simon Sinek's called
Okay.
Leaders Eat Last.
Mhm.
So basically, in this book, he said that in the army, which he observed, the circle of safety means that the leader should protect the team
Mhm.
from outside, from the danger from outside. So internally, the team can feel safe,
Mm.
and then by becoming safe, they will be more open in
Mhm.
communication, and then and admitting mistakes, they're okay to admit mistake and willing to try something new.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good concept about making the team successful.
Mhm.
As a leader, you have to protect your team. I believe I tried my best, but sometimes danger can come directly to my team. But yeah, the idea is that the leader should protect the team, and then so the team can feel safe, and then the team can try. Oh, I want to try this thing. Oh, I do admit that I'm making this mistake,
Yeah.
and then they can openly communicate it because they feel safe
Mhm.
with their leaders.
Yeah.
So I think that is the concept that I really like after
Mhm.
reading about it
Mhm.
and try to implement.
So previously, success meant when I can give a great presentation, do a very detailed and comprehensive analysis. But now the mindset shifts. As a leader, for me, success is when I can see my team grows independently, become more confident, and they can be relied upon by other teams. So the question shifts from how well do I do my job into how well all of my team can grow.
Listening to both of you, it's clear that leadership isn't just about, achieving something or learning new things. It's more about creating environment where others can succeed as well. And to bring your people, you need trust, right? And trust isn't earned or built by overnight. So, Mas Diki, what have you learned about earning trust and credibility, especially when leading people who may be older, more experienced, or maybe from younger generation like Gen Z? How do you build a trust knowing that everyone is motivated differently?
Yes, of course. Everyone is motivated differently. For the case of experience, when you come to the people, when you come to the organization where there are a lot of people who is more experienced than you, you should be using that as a way for you to understand more, like asking them the context because they have a lot of context because of their experience, right? So you have to learn from that. And the key for that, I think, is being respectful. So for example, later on, they have been in that position for quite a long time. They have a lot of experience. They have a lot of context, idea, data. But then you come to that situation and you want to propose something new. You have to be respectful. I mean, it's not about like you are asking why is it like this, but asking it like a criticism, but more like you are asking why is it like this, why we make it this way, and then why if we change this, what will break, but more on the respectful way and more on the way like to understand more. It's not about criticizing. So I think that is really important because maybe today we think that this process is so silly, this is a strange process, why would they do this? Maybe in the past it is the best solution that we have at that current point of time, or maybe that is the only solution available. So that's why you have to be respectful. I believe that being respectful to everyone, not only to the older people but also to the younger generation, is very important. to earn the trust.
Yeah.
So I think that is my take on that situation.
Yeah.
So I earn trust by not creating an image where I know everything. I earn their trust by listening to them, learn to them, ask to them, because I do believe that at some part people will be more knowledgeable and have more experience than us. Because I believe that trust is earned when people can rely on us, see us as a consistent person, see us as someone who is willing to learn, not just by some kind of age or title. Not about that at all.
I see. So basically, you sit with them, right? Instead of positioning yourself as someone higher, you sit with them and you hurt them. But behind the scene, leadership can often comes with, tough decisions, tough negotiations, and then uncertainty and consequences that maybe people don't always see that part, right? So, Mas Erton and Mas Diki, what challenge on your position that maybe rarely people talk or know about? Yeah.
So I can say that sometimes become leader, you have some kind of loneliness.
Oh.
There are two things. For example, the first loneliness is that it is certain that when you reach, for example, you are promoted to a certain position as senior leader, people may treat you differently. So sometimes the treatment is different, and then they kind of being careful with what they say. Sometimes it can create loneliness as well, because you used to you being closer to them, but then sometimes then suddenly an invisible wall came.
Yeah.
And then the second loneliness is that when you make a decision, sometimes in front of your team you have to be like very sure about that decision, but actually in your head sometimes, or in your heart, you feel that you still have a lot of doubt about that decision, but you cannot say that to them, right? Because you have to show that this is the way what we are going to do, and you have to be very, very sure about that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. it's new fact actually, loneliness. Yeah.
Yes.
But do you still have friends, right? In
Of course.
in the office.
I don't know if they still consider me as friends, but I consider them as my friend.
Okay, so I think for me the main challenge as a leader is that previously when I am facing some obstacles, some problems, I can just go to my VP and ask for his direction, ask for his guide, and I will get a direct answer on that. But now, at most of the things, I need to think about the answers by myself. But luckily, I have very supportive colleagues that will help me to figure out if I am facing a very hard challenge or obstacles. And the second point is that as a leader, deep down inside, we are still a human, right? Where a human have their highs and their lows. But as a leader, every time you have to appear ready and dependable, because you are responsible for the whole team, and you have to always maintain the confidence level on your team so they can deliver the best performance.
Right. Okay, so Mas Diki, how do you handle your self-doubts and pressure? Maybe like your loneliness and something like that.
Self-doubt. I think for self-doubt, for me, it's okay to do like over-prepare to eliminate or to reduce your self-doubt. For example, you are doubting yourself. For example, you have to present to the board of directors, and then you have a lot of doubt in you, whether you can deliver this presentation or whether you have enough information to tell the board of directors. So the only way for me, I think, this is my opinion, is that you should be over-prepared. So for example, you practice presenting like multiple times, or you prepare a long list of notes. So it's okay to for me it's okay to over-prepare, so you can eliminate those self-doubt. Because I think if you can eliminate that, you can become more confident, and probably the result will become better. But for pressure itself, pressure can come from a lot of things, right? For example, you're making a mistake, and then you are pressured to not making the same mistake or not making other mistakes as well. So I do think that when you are facing that, you have to think in your head that this is just one of the mistakes. It's not going to carry, it's not going to continue. Just move on and then try your best to not do that mistake again. So I think that is one of the way to do, like, to depressure yourself when after you make a mistake. In order to being grounded, I think you have to, for me, I have to think back. I need to think like this. In order for me to being grounded, when I come home to my family, I should assure that myself that I'm not acting like a boss there. So it's like at your house, at your home, you're not the boss.
Okay.
My wife is the boss.
Yeah.
Probably. So, but anyway, you're not the boss there. So it kind of giving the balance. In the office, probably you are the boss, but in the house, you're not. So it's kind of balancing things and keep you grounded. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay, when I am faced with a very high challenge and pressure, there are two things that I have always do. The first one is that I'm going to take a step back, where I'm going to try to find somewhere quiet, breathe slowly, and think slowly to break down the challenge part by part, so I can decide what steps that needs to be taken in order to solve that challenge. The second one that I'm still doing until this day, when I am facing a high pressure, I will call my parents, because sometimes after hearing my parents' voice, I will feel more calm, my confidence will be boosted again, and I feel more ready to handle any kind of pressure.
So, Mas, if you could go back and speak to your younger self, what would you say?
I think if I met my past self, for example, in the high school era and the college era, I would say to him that just keep doing what you're best at. It's okay to make mistakes, as long as it's not intentional, and keep working on that. Adaptive, working hard. Eventually, you will reach your objective someday. Hopefully.
It's quite tricky. So my advice to my younger self would be, do not worry too much about your future. Just do your best, and inshallah, God will do the rest. And the second is, cherish every second that you have with your loved ones, especially your parents.
Thank you so much, Mas Vicky and Mas Ayrton, for sharing those honest reflection, lesson learned, and perspective. This conversation reminds us that growth and leadership is not just always about achieving a great milestone or next title. It's more about learning through process, learning through challenges, and build to trust, and at the same time, trust your people and bring them along, and together, we move forward towards success. To everyone watching, I hope this conversation and knowledge sharing has given you new perspective, new insights, so you can apply to your own professional journey. So before we wrap up our session, this is our tradition in every episode, so please complete the sentence with your own style. Ready? Great leadership begins when
we stop asking how capable we look in front of others and start asking what our team needs to succeed.
Great leadership begins when you realize that you don't have to know everything. Then start building the team, building the people, building the process, so you can find the answer.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mas Vicky, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mas Ayrton, for joining us on the
My
Inside
pleasure.
the Mind.
Thank you.
I hope everyone and teleliners can get very much lesson and new perspective from you. I think it's very honored to have you here, right?
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for joining Inside the Mind. Keep learning and keep growing, and see you on the next episode.